Hi, this is Military Modeller Paul with an update on my Challenger Mark 1, also my Challenger 1 Mark 3, I keep saying that, don't I? Anyway, never mind, here she is, and she's got all the photo edge I'm going to put on her now. I've decided to call it quits. I've done a few extra bits onto her since you last looked. I've actually added some wiring now down here in the headlight area. Basically I've done some lead wire right through to the headlight, also another little wire which is smaller gauge running to the back of the actual hooter, which I believe is the hooter here in the front here, and basically gives that a bit of extractor. Same on the other side, just run a lead bit of wire over, and I'll zoom in. I don't know whether this is going to work, but I'll zoom in, see if you can see. Yeah, I think you can see that quite nicely there. It all runs round through underneath. I use super glue to hold it, and it works out the actual running thin stuff. So I just dabbed it behind the bracket here, which is where I see it going to, and then basically once a bit of super glue there, and then when that was dry, I just fiddled it through and into the place, and then super glued it onto the back of the light. And then obviously then with the actual hooter I added a very thin gauge bit of lead wire. I used a long bit, and I come in from this way, add a bit of glue on it so it stuck to the main lead, and then basically glued it to the back of this light and then snipped it off with a very sharp scalpel, which you can just get in through the top of the photo etch wire. So that's done there. You can see I've done a bit of anti-slip there. I was just a test to see how it works out, and it has looked nice. So this is it's going to not be so neat as the other one, but I'm going to be running around with a brush, putting it on and dabbing it on, because I've looked on one of the real Challengers, the real Challenger at Bovington Tank Museum, and basically it's pretty sporadic, most probably worn, but I'm going to be doing similar to that. So that's what it goes. It's going to still look neat once it's painted over anyway. Also, I don't know if you can see, I sort of just come back out slightly. I don't know if I'm going to be able to zoom it around a bit like this, just to show you that basically. Now the barrel's on and it goes out, it just comes in a shot, you can see, and then it goes out a shot. But there's I think you can see the actual lead wire easily on that one as well. Runs into the background. Whoops, wrong way. It's under there. I've got my grenade launchers or smoke launchers on the front there already done. I'm going to come back now, and I'm going to stop now. I'm just going to come out a bit to come back out a bit further. So I'm just going to run around the vehicle first. There you go. I'm going to run around the vehicle as it is now. Basically I'm going to have to put it to the middle. Excuse the gun barrel going out of shot though, because at the end of the day I could take it off, but I'll just leave it on for the moment unless it gets caught up the back. But as you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up. So I'm going to switch back and be back in a couple of seconds. I'm back. Anyway, so this is a top view of the Challenger, obviously, and I think you can see the anti-slip there definitely nice, and the photo etch is on the top of the turret round the side. I did do the headlights with photo etch. I can't remember where they was on there last time. And coming round, done some photo etch all round the back, and you might be able to see a clear lamp over here. There's a clear light. Basically that's the light. It wouldn't have been used in the desert, but what I've done is to allow me to just take it on and off, I'm going to paint the actual base that lifts off, and let's explain a bit more what I've done. Use clear sprue. I cut the top of the lamp off, use clear sprue, drilled a hole in it so it's got a recess inside, and the only thing I've got to do is paint it silver before I put the thing, but it doesn't matter. I think you'll still get with the orange coating, clear coat, it still look nice. And what you can do on this one, and I'm going to zoom in, and I'll do that later in the photograph, and I'll show you in a minute. I'll get it closer. Right, coming round, I'm going to turn the turret so you can see the photo etch that's actually on there. These are the fuel caps. They've actually got fuel written on them. I think you've seen that before anyway. Coming round, just going to turn the barrel around so I don't get any problems. Just to see the photo etch is there. The gun rack works obviously, just the barrel, you've seen that before. I'm going to come right, I think that'd be a better idea actually. Comes round, and you can see the gun barrel's got brass edge and all, because there is 4 plates that go round there. They've got little bolts on, and that looks nice. And there was a couple of, there's some strap bits you can put on. I looked at the straps and I looked at the barrel closely, and I thought, you know, at the end of the day, I'm quite happy with these. And if I decide to do the barrel, I will, and then I'll show it to you later. I don't know if you can see inside there, you might not be able to. Inside these is actually the wipers that are used on the front of the actual driver's, I suppose, targeting periscope. It's a large periscope, it's got wipers on it. All the others will have wipers on all. I've already cut the fret off ready for spraying, so I spray them primer, and then I'll spray them black, semi-gloss black, and then I should put them to a side and put them on with white glue later on at the end. So that every one of those periscopes will have a wiper on. Same as the driver's one as well. Coming back round. And next thing you'll see is I've actually put some cable on the actual roller. I couldn't get the cable to thread round, and I should have done it, and it's a thing to remember for another vehicle if I ever do it. So I've got a Tamiya razor saw, shaved quite close to the end of the actual drum, the actual roll, cut it off, wound me a bit of lead around it again to give it a bit of cable, and then glued it back on, and to be honest you wouldn't even know it's been taken off and put back on. So that was a bit of luck there. So coming right round. And now if I'm going to zoom in for the light, I think I might be able to show you the light a bit better now. So I'm going to zoom in this one. Don't know if it's quite so sharp as it could be. Because it's a clear light, I suppose that's the problem. Right, see the light? If I take it off, you'll see what I mean. Now I know for a fact that's the way it would be. I looked on the photographs of the ones in the desert and they still had the actual lamp bit in there, but actually most probably would have a plug on it. So what I've done is I've done this. You can see the brass bit of tube at the bottom, so I drilled over through in both for this and put the plastic on, but now I can actually, it's harder like this, there you go, I can actually put it back on. So I might leave the model with it on in the display cabinet, even though it wouldn't be actually typical for vehicles used in the desert having that light in actually situ. So there you go, so that's what I've done with that. Coming round. And as you said, a grenade launcher on there. So that's really as far as I've got now, and I think my next task will now be going around doing the anti-slip. And what I've done is I've sent from Hannett's extra acrylic paint, because they actually do the Gulf War colour for the Challenger 1s. They were different to the later versions of Challenger 2, complete different colour altogether. So therefore I'm going for it. It's called well, I'll show it when I do the paint anyway, but I'm hoping that's going to be correct, because the photographs, if you see, they are lighter, not as yellowy as what they are on the earlier Challenger 2. So that's it. I've only found that out recently, so that's another thing to think about. So I've just sent for the colours. They should be here this week, and whether I'll be painting it this week or not is another thing. But I will be doing a lot of the actual anti-slip. So I'll come back up. What I'm going to do is do some photographs of this, and then I think you're going to see it a little bit better on the photographs. So thank you very much. This was, as I said, a quick update of this. All these actually still open, by the way, and all that one does as well. So there you go. So thank you very much for watching, and look out for the photographs that follow this now. Happy modelling.